What's up everyone, it's Alisa here. The second round of FPO didn't disappoint. What a round we had. Before we go any further, there's a disclaimer as always that there's going to be spoilers. I'm going to talk about the scores of the second round going into the third round. So just a little heads up for you guys. But without further ado, let's jump into the scores and what happened. The round 2 was exciting and surprising. Before we go to Ella Hansen and Kristin Tattar, we have to talk about what else happened during the round. The hot round was Sarah Holcomb. Unfortunately, there's no footage of her round, which is sad. This is what I thought would happen, considering Waco, as I've stated millions of times already, tutors towards forehand sidearm players, and Sarah Holcomb is by far probably the top 3 sidearm players of the FPO side. So it's no wonder that Sarah Holcomb got the hot round. Unfortunately, her first round wasn't that good, but let's hope that she keeps this up on the last round so Sarah Holcomb can get to the top 5 even. Because after all, I actually enjoy watching Sarah Holcomb play. Then a small catch-up of the usual suspects that are considered to be the top tier players that are still struggling. Paige Pierce shot +2, still struggling just like in the first round. But there's still one round to go. She's sitting at even at the moment and the leader is -10. So, I mean, if Paige decides to throw, I don't know, -15, there's a possibility. And Paige is one of those people, in a good day, she would actually do that. But there's something more to Paige, why she's been struggling for the past, I don't know how many tournaments. I hope she gets everything under control and comes back to that top tier performance, as we all know Paige can do. Missy Gannon, again, struggling -1 only this round, sitting at -1. Catrina Allen suffering, just shot par. So there are a lot of usual suspects still that are suffering quite a lot. And that's to be expected. Waco isn't anywhere near an easy course to play. Then we're gonna start talking about the top players. The top players of the round and going into the third round. So let's start talking about Scoggings, who I just love. Scoggings is basically the Eric Oakley of FPO side. Always smiling. Enjoyed the watch. She's just having a great time, and because she's a really good sidearm player, no wonder she had the second best score, tied with Kat Merch and Caroline Henderson, because, well, the Waco course tutors towards sidearm players, so Scoggings is a threat to Kristin Tattar and Ella Hansen. Unfortunate for Scoggings, Kristin Tattar and Ella Hansen are also really good sidearm players. Deann Carey, I think that's the right way to pronounce her name, is still going to be on the lead card. She played okay. Like, I don't know if she was nervous to play in the lead card with Kristin and Ella, but I think she was like just enjoying herself. And I think Deann's personality was just great to watch during the live stream, because she was in the lead card and she was just laughing all the time, trying to brighten up the mood, especially because Kristin, for example, was suffering quite a lot. So it was just fun to watch Deann Carey play. And I hope we'll see her more, especially now that Scoggings and Deann Carey is on the same card. That's gonna be a fun card to watch. Then we need to talk about one of the biggest disappointments on round 2. My wife actually laughed that I made a video about how Kristin Tattar is dominating, and immediately I was put back to my place because Kristin started the round with a bogey and then 4 pars in a row and a triple bogey on hole 6. As Kristin stated in the interview you're soon about to see, this is really rare for Kristin Tattar to shoot like 3 over. Like bogey, even double bogey from time to time, but I actually don't think I've ever seen Kristin Tattar throw a triple bogey. Like, especially like 2 times in the same round. But lucky for Kristin Tattar, she is a top tier competitor, and she followed the triple bogey with 3 birdies in a row and bounced back relatively okay, shooting just par. Managed to maintain a small gap between her and Ella Hansen. And she also got lucky because Ella Hansen, although she played better than Kristin, she didn't perform as well as she did on the first round. So the difference between Ella and Kristin is just 1 stroke. And Ella Hansen, even though she had a slow start, she picked it up and didn't make as big of mistakes as Kristin Tattar. And Ella is just a beast of a player. Like, as I stated in the previous video, Ella Hansen is one of my favorite FPO players to watch because she's so powerful. Like, it's incredible to explain how on a different level she is, because she can throw those. It looks like she's using like 20% power, and the disc just flies like 100 feet further than anybody else's. Like, Ella Hansen is just awesome to watch. I have to say that if Ella gets her putting in order, she will be as dominating as Kristin Tattar in the future. Ella Hansen, Kristin Tattar, there are a lot of like those players who can dominate in a good day. So the final round is going to be really interesting to watch. Overall, the FPO round 2 was really interesting to watch. Although, as a Kristin Tattar fan, it was hard seeing her throwing in the woods, scramble play, because I'm not used to that. I'm not used to seeing Kristin Tattar suffer. But luckily for me, I just saw Ella Hansen smiling, with the Deann Carey just laughing and having a good time. So that made me smile. And I think that's a good thing. And that's one of the reasons why I love disc golf so much compared to like regular golf, is people are enjoying themselves while they are competing against each other. I'm not going to make any predictions on the round 3 because anything can happen. I'm hoping that Kristin Tattar and Ella Hansen are going to be the number 1 and number 2. But as always, leave a comment down below who you think will win. Like the video and subscribe to see more of me doing recaps. And when I'm getting my discs here in Ireland, I'm gonna do some vlogs of me playing disc golf in Ireland. So there's gonna be a lot of other things also in this channel. Thanks for watching, guys. And now there's gonna be interviews of Ella Hansen and also Kristin Tattar. See you guys on the next one.
Your solo leader in the clubhouse after 2 rounds, Ella Hansen, up by 1 on Kristin Tattar. Yesterday, birdied the first 5 holes on the course. Wind changed, and you went +2 through the first 5. A little bit rockier of a start. Talk about the change in conditions and how it affected the way you played the holes.
Yeah, definitely. Excuse me, a little stronger wind, headwind today on that first section of holes. It was tough. I mean, I was a little nervous. Just didn't quite execute shots that I wanted to. Had some decent shots that kind of kicked off, and I didn't feel like I was playing super poorly, but it just wasn't coming together. But found a little better towards the end of the round.
Well, let's talk about that. You jump into the back 9 and you shoot 4 under par, clean, no bogeys. Pivotal moment, at least from my perspective, was hole number 12. Had a look at eagle while Kristin ended up taking a much bigger number. Can you walk us through kind of mentally and physically what you were experiencing on that hole?
Yeah, I mean, Kristin had a rough kick on her first shot and kind of was just playing scramble golf. I mean, she was throwing shots that looked almost really good and then just kicking trees. So that was pretty unfortunate, but I was just threw a good forehand off the tee, and I was lined up really nicely for my second shot, and just tried to get up on that top shelf, and I knew that I gave it kind of a run for eagle, but mostly was just trying to secure the birdie because I knew that was going to be a big swing.
On these back holes, especially 13 through 16, with the tailwind that you had today, is there any change in game plan whatsoever? Are you tempted to get a little bit more aggressive with the distance? How are you approaching that stretch?
Definitely a little bit of a change on, let's see, I threw 2 backhands yesterday with the headwind that I switched to forehands on 14 and 15, and those both worked out pretty well. Parked it on 14 and threw a good tee shot on 15, and then just missed a putt that I felt like could have gone in on that one. But yeah, I mean, throwing a little bit more flippy discs with that tailwind, and yeah, I feel like I'm pretty happy with how I executed that.
Winning by 1, going into tomorrow, how are you spending your evening before tomorrow's round?
I don't know. Yesterday I kind of hung out with Holland, Hanley, watched some golf documentaries on Netflix, and it seemed to work out pretty good. I think just going to hang out with my friends. Actually, I'm going to go play some nerds, play some cards. That's going to be fun. And yeah, it's going to be a nice little evening.
Sounds like a nice relaxing evening. Ella, congratulations. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Kristin Tattar, even par on the round for the second round. You are now trailing Ella Hansen by 1 stroke going into the final round. For 15 holes out there, you were 7 under par and 88% C1 putting. Not too bad of a day, except for maybe 3 holes. Let's look into the successes of today's round. How did you feel other than those 3 holes?
I think I actually was 100% from the circle 1. So putting was great, but like made some errant shots from the tee, and it was a really sad start to this to the day, I would say. 2 triple bogeys, something that I usually don't take, I feel like. Maybe bogeys here and there, but like triple bogey is something that's really hard to recover from. So yeah, but I was trying to fight back.
You fought back fantastically. Both of the triple bogeys were followed up with a string of birdies. Let's jump into the one triple bogey, not to dwell on the negatives too much, but just a really tricky shaped hole in hole number 12. And it looked like your shots were very close to being exactly how you wanted them to be. Can you walk us through kind of what exactly transpired there?
I mean, actually, both of the triple bogeys had like a similar start to them. I was just early releasing my forehands. I felt my hand was a little bit like slippery today, and I guess due to that I didn't feel as confident, and that's when the error was made. And it's really hard to get up and down if you don't hit the fairway. Like the rough is really rough here, and I don't know, it's just one thing happened after the other, and all of a sudden I have a triple bogey on my scorecard.
Well, you did a fantastic job jumping back and salvaging at least a decent score from the 2 triple bogeys that you did have. You are trailing by 1 going into tomorrow, Ella Hansen. Conditions, not much different. Any sort of decision-making changes you're going to have to make or anything like that?
No, I think my game plan will stay the same. I just have to trust myself a bit more and maybe use a birdie bag.
Well, fantastic. Good luck and congratulations.
Thank you.